Hello! Welcome to episode 68 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to just take all of our issues and shove coal down their throats, Steven. We waterboard our issues with coal. We take it, we're like, you've been naughty forever, and throw all the coal down.
I can still totally breathe, but this coal's kind of hurting my face.
Naughty is a weird word, Steven. I don't even like saying it. I feel like it's been co-opted, and there is no innocent way to say naughty, which is kind of ironic and interesting. You can't be innocent and say naughty. It sounds wrong. It sounds like there's like you're act one of a porno, or I mean, depending on what you're wearing, you know, like something bad. I mean, something interesting is about to happen. But anyway, I mean, I guess Christmas is all about the kink anyway, right? It's like you can't pretend it's not, Steven. It's all about like going into chimneys. It's all about like ooh, give me that milk. And like,
why is the commercialized version of Christmas just this huge sexcapade, basically?
Sex sells, Steven. Sex sells. Steven, why is it that Santa Claus is not only a foot guy, but we all like we all condone in it, which is fine. Like, don't have to no shame in the foot game, I guess, for Santa.
He's like, not only do I want you to wear your stockings, it's the knowledge that you don't have anything on your feet. Like, you creepy old man, you.
Yeah. Well, what would you like me to do with my stockings? Oh, will you hang them next to the fireplace so that like the heat can make that smell waft through the air? I guess if that's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna put candy in them so your children can eat from them. What? No, just Santa. This is awful news, Santa. I don't appreciate any of this nonsense. But here's some cookies and some milk, and thank you for your presents. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're all just like you know, we're all subs to the Santa Daddy in the sky. Just like, but anyway, it's our Christmas episode, Steven. It's our Christmas episode. We're doing it. We're doing it right. I got this. I am a Christmas warrior this year, Steven. I am taking. No gruff, no grief over here. We're doing it right, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're not up in your cave with your dog Max, spending the holidays away from the Who's.
No, I started with my heart 3 sizes bigger than usual. I can't breathe because there's so much heart going on. Right? Like, I am having, my anxiety is at an all-time high, and everyone's better off for it at this point, because Merry Christmas. Speaking of anxiety and such, how have you been doing with like Christmas shopping and stuff this year? Like, are you done? Are you good?
I'm pretty much squared. I just need to get my sister something, and then that's it.
That's what happened to me, Steven. I saved my brother for last. I was like, he's probably easy. He likes fish. And then I'm like, what am I gonna do? Go fishing? Like, I can't do it.
For Christmas, I'll let you take me out. You can take me somewhere and I'll hang out. I don't know.
Here's some fish sticks. I made them for you. You know, like this is all I got. So like, yeah, I have to buy something for my brother. I got a bunch of stuff for his baby, my nephew. I got a bunch of stuff for him, and I was like, that's enough. And then I was like, oh wait, he's also a human. And no, you know. So I have to figure that out. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been kind of avoiding asking this question, Steven. But how did you do this week?
Oh, I didn't succeed fully for the 2 pages, but
what I'm hearing is we both failed, Steven, both of us together.
I would consider mine a fuck ass, but
Steven, don't you dare throw me to the wolves here. This is we trampled over the reindeer of failure together, okay? Like, we are.
I mean, it's gonna be, and this week coming up is gonna be crazy too. So we'll see what we can accomplish.
Okay, this is what I'm hoping. We like this week. I'm gonna say we both have to get thrown under the reindeer like Grandma, and just destroyed and eviscerated. I think Grandpa killed her. By the way, we'll get into that at some point. But next week,
listen, reindeer don't leave Firestone tire marks on people. Okay, they have hooves.
I like the song does. Okay, I guess we're gonna get into this, but the song does suggest like there are hoof prints on Grandma. But like Grandpa was smart enough to destroy her and like smack her with like the dead hooves that he probably pulled off of his wall from the deer. That
not only did he kill Grandma, but he killed the reindeer to kill Grandma.
And he killed the grandson's spirit because he was like, "You saw nothing," and the grandson was like, "It was a reindeer, Grandpa," and he's like, "You're damn right, it was." You know? But dude, so next week, this Wednesday, which is when if you're watching this right now, it's hopefully Wednesday, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, this just came out! Can't wait to watch it." I hope you're that person. But like, my son's gonna go with his mom, and I'm going to hopefully get as much done as possible. So like I hope I'm gonna have like a flip week with you where like this week you got more done, you know. But like, dude, I just had so much going on this week. My family is renovating and like completely remodeling the kitchen. So I like I basically I learned how to install a sink. I learned how to
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and I learned how to install a faucet. I've like helped my dad with stuff like that before, but like this time I was very involved, way more so than I've ever been in the past. So it was cool. Like I felt good. And I was just like, it kind of reminded me of like, you know, I was like, it reminded me of my grandpa, and I was thinking like, oh, this is probably what my dad went through with my grandpa, and like that's nice. You know, everyone's gonna die at some point, and like I'll have this forever. You know, I think about that stuff all the time. I wish I didn't, but I do all the time.
Treasure these moments.
Yeah, I mean, it's good because it keeps me, like, living in that moment, like, enjoying. Like, hey, this is pretty nice. Even though I'm under a sink and there's water literally, like, money-shotting my face right now.
Anthony, you are just in the friskiest of moods this evening.
Even though I'm under the sink. I'm gonna do a retake, so I don't know. Anyway, but it's looking beautiful. My dad's doing an excellent job. I mean, he's like my brother is the god of the sea and the best there is. My dad can build anything in the world. He is just like the freaking Prometheus. He's like freaking Prometheus. Or just like models things.
Not to mention, I mean, he basically like lived that business, like countertop business. I mean, and even though it's countertops, he still worked with cabinets, so he knows.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, he started in cabinetry like forever ago, and he told me today he was like he hasn't actually installed cabinets since my grandpa was alive, since years ago when he worked with my grandpa. He's like, I haven't done it since then. I was like, wow, that's a long time. I mean, so it's been years since he's actually installed cabinets because he's been more like in charge of everything and like building up the cabinets and like planning everything and designing everything and doing all that. But yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job. The kitchen looks freaking great. But that being said, it's throwing my whole world into upheaval, Steven. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like nothing is right. Steven, it is right now when we're recording this, I believe it's the 20th of December, and we have a Christmas tree out in the living room, and there are zero ornament. There's one ornament.
No. There's
one ornament on it, which like tomorrow, before Atlas leaves on Wednesday, like tomorrow night, my plan is to decorate the freaking tree. Like it needs to happen. Like that's my
have it all decorated. And
Steven, you know what I almost missed? You know what I almost missed, Steven? If you're watching this right now, please hit the subscribe button. Like and subscribe our podcast. We really appreciate it. It's really all I want for Christmas because I'm a dad now. I'm old. I don't expect anything for Christmas. I know my son's not like secretly making me a card. He's 6. He's not doing anything. Dad,
listen, I'm playing video games and possibly thinking about you every now and then while doing that. That's
only when I'm hungry and need a snack. So it's like, and I'm okay with that. I know that's my lot in life right now, and that's okay. But what I would really appreciate is if like you looked at Steven and you're like, oh man, Steven, I can tell that you're just so happy. You have such a fulfilling life. Everything you have is wonderful. And I'd like to make it even better. Like, let's give someone everything. And
let's just keep pouring liquid gold all over this saint of a man.
Just give it to him, guys. Everyone just for Steven for Christmas. Like and subscribe our podcast, please, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But I don't know if this part was intentional because of your failures this week, but we didn't even cover what I actually completed this week, Anthony.
We didn't, dude. Okay. So I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, but like we both equally failed this week, Steven. Got nothing. So just like I got very little done. All I did was I posted a video on our TikTok and posted a video on our YouTube, and I was trying to like get things around, but it amounted to, for me, productive, as far as production's concerned, I feel like I did nothing this week, just like you did, Steven. We both equally did not. Okay, what did you really do this week? Because
I did all of page 4. I think it was from roughs all the way to finished, and then page 5 has 2 full panels done, middle panel started, and it's completely rough. So I got not a page and a half, I'll say a page and a third, because the middle panel is probably going to be most of the time.
Steven got 1 page done. He failed on the other one. Nothing got done. No, but that page. Okay, so everyone just saw that page. I'll keep it up probably, but it looks so good, dude. I love these pages so much. Every time you post something or send something to me, I'm just like, we don't have to color, Steven. Why are we wasting our time with our time with color? What are we doing? This is a beautiful black and white comic book. It works perfectly. But color is gonna tie the room together 100%. It's going to take the book from already a solid 9.5 to an 11 on, you know, like out of 10. Like it's just, that's like, it's going to be a solid book.
Deathless is going to be pretty amazing, I think.
Dude, but your pages look amazing. I'm sure everyone, you know, loves the heck out of them. I think that is going to be a great book. I freaking can't wait. It's like, I'm a little worried about Kablam, the publisher, the printer that we're going through, only because, I mean, it's not their fault, but there is a, you know, nationwide paper shortage right now, and they posted a thing on their website saying like, hopefully this won't affect, you know, everyone, but you know, we can't necessarily guarantee the time frame that we've suggested in the past, you know, recently. So I'm hoping we kind of slid under the issue there, because our book was already like going to print, or like print pending when that was put up. So hopefully we're like just barely made it, like we slid into home or whatever with our, you know, comic book.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but you know, I hope everyone's just being patient and understanding that like COVID, you know, is wreaking havoc on most things. So like we're doing what we can. I didn't have a lot of time to work on a Christmas song this week, and I was so mad because I wanted to do it so bad, but like by the time we recorded this, but I just couldn't. So my plan is I have Wednesday and Thursday where my son goes with his mom, and I'm going to use those nights or those afternoons to write the Christmas song and record the Christmas song as best I can. So,
yeah, because
like,
we've been posting like small videos on our channel anyway. So, I mean, it doesn't need to be on the episode, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been trying to, and you've been helpful too. Like, I want to get as much random content and things out there as we possibly can. And hopefully people, you know, something like what we're doing. Yeah. Because like every week, if you've been, you know, paying attention to our channel, I host a Weird Movie Wednesday every week, in which like a bunch of people and I watch a bad horror movie or like a silly horror movie, and we make a bunch of funny comments in like a chat room, and we joke around, have a great time, and then afterward I do a quick review of the movie that we watched. I've done 2 so far, and they both, I think they're okay. They're a little too long. I'm trying to like learn how to do it. I've never tried to do like movie reviews before, so it's kind of fun. Also, like, I don't feel comfortable just reviewing in a traditional review way, so I'm more like giving like quick like a synopsis and just like joking around about what happens in the movie a little bit, and just kind of giving like a vibe or like feel of the movie and like what I like about it, pretty much. So it's like it's more of a rant or ramble than it is a review, but it's kind of what I do. It's my bread and butter, Steven. It's my whole life. You
should title him Anthony Ranthony's or something like that.
Well, Steven, I don't even know if you know about those, but like every episode that we do of our podcast, I have a Ranthony rambles.
Oh yes, it's in the Patreon, right?
Yeah, so for the Patreon, if you subscribe to our Patreon at any amount, we basically give you all sorts of like extra goodies, and I send you like advanced songs and like the advanced music videos and all kinds of stuff. But in addition to that, I basically record a 10 to 15 minute mini podcast every week, and I just talk about what we're going to be talking about and like what happened and things we won't be talking about and like extra special stuff. And I just like, I ramble and rant, and like I get silly, and sometimes I think they're fun, and like people seem to enjoy them, like the few people who get to watch them, you know? So yeah, you can subscribe to our Patreon. The link's always below. And, you know, we really appreciate it. And we appreciate everyone who's subscribed to that. But yeah, dude, I haven't gotten to this Christmas song yet. So like my plan is to try to get it out by Christmas Eve. That's my plan. Like, that's my plan. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best on Wednesday and Thursday so I can send something to you. So if you want to add anything to it, like background vocals or like anything at all, and just for fun, just throw stuff together, like it would be cool. And that's it, you know?
Awesome.
I hate that I couldn't get it done yet, but it's Christmas, and I think everyone can understand like how crazy and hectic the whole everything is right now.
Especially retail, work in retail and dealing with everything that is 2021.
It's so stressful right now. That being said, Steven, I recently as just before I called you up, I was thinking about a stressful situation for some other people, and I think I have a Pitches Get Stitches that I was going to talk about another one, Steven. I had another one. So I had another Pitches Get Stitches, like locked and loaded in the barrel. I was like, I'm going to blow this all. Like, I'm going to shotgun this pitches into the people's stitches. And like, I'm going to do this. And, but then I changed my mind, as I was recording, and I came up with another one, Steven. I came up with a really stupid one. And
you came up with, Pitches Get Stitches.
Steven, we're in the North Pole, right? You have to imagine the North Pole, it's Christmas time. Santa's like stressing out, just like everyone else, just like all of us right now. I mean, like if you imagine what it's like in retail, like think about what Santa must be going through. Like he's freaking out. He's like,
you better move those little freaking elf fingers faster. Little Timmy wants a train.
So he's freaking out, you know, but he can feel himself. Like he's at an all-time like stress level. He's like, oh man, I'm being really hard on the elves. So the elves he notices start disappearing, and he's like, Are people quitting? Like, are people like, I've been doing this for a millennia. Like, I've been doing this forever. Like, are elves quitting? Where are these elves going? What is happening? So he's looking around and he's just like, he's trying to ask around, and the elves are like, they're afraid of Santa at this point. They're like, no, we don't want to get on your bad side. We're just going to keep working. We're going to keep working. We don't want to stress you out anymore. And he's like, tell me where they are. So one of the elves finally, like, you know, they get down to like a handful of elves. It's like, it's basically Snow White up in this place. It's just like, there's 7 elves. They're all just like, they're all feeble, just like, don't know what we're doing. No one wants to deal with Santa. I mean, he's like, someone tell me what's going on right now. And one of the elves looks up and he says, they're all dead. And Santa's like, what do you mean they're all dead? What the fuck? Like, this is my family. What do you mean they're all dead? And he's like, where's Mrs. Claus? Where, like, and so like Mrs. Claus comes in and she's like, honey, I've been burying elves all month. Said like they keep disappearing. I find their bodies in random parts all around the North Pole, and like, you know, I keep hearing word, and honey, each of them has been drained of their life essence. And Santa realizes that he has vampires in the North Pole. So
vampires in the North Pole.
So Santa gets on he gets his reindeer, grabs his sleigh, asks the remaining elves to hook up some weapons. They get the stakes ready with the candy canes. They get the pitchforks. they get everything they can. So it's seven elves, Mrs. Claus, and Santa all get on the sleigh, hop on various reindeer, and they get ready to go hunt vampires. Coming this fall, Santa's sleigh ride.
Those vampires will never know what hit them.
They've been too naughty. but Steve, I'd watch it, Steven. I would watch that movie. Vampires draining elves for their immortal lifeblood, because like, what is more delicious than the immortal blood of
the sweet blood of an elf?
You know, they have strong fingers. Like, they are working out constantly throughout the year. They are never,
and they're eating like candy and stuff constantly.
Like, man, they're super sweet and strong and immortal. Like, those vampires are like these. Yeah, this is heaven to vampires. So Santa has to take them all out. I think it would work, Steven. I'm just saying.
Little do the vampires know that on Christmas, Santa is an Omega level mutant. Like, his powers are at an all-time high, and like everything he couldn't do as a man, he can do as the Claus. Like, he just
the Claus coming this fall. The Claus. Opening Christmas Day. I mean, last episode we talked about how Rudolph is an X-Men. So I'm like, if anyone's an X-Men, Santa.
We're trying to squeeze the whole holiday cheer into the MCU universe, because, you know, they're basically rebooting the X-Men, so they can really start from the ground up if they want to.
If we're pulling them, like, if the multiverse can pull anything at once, it can make a Santa Claus who is basically a time traveling, like, a multidimensional, space hopping mutant. Like, that's like, what else would he be? He can pull. Okay, if Santa Claus isn't a wizard who's pulling presents out of portals, what is he? Like, no one's ever suggested, like, I'm pretty sure he has one of those rings and he's doing this move, and he's just like pulling presents out. That's how it works.
He's like, do you think the reindeer make me fly? I make them fly. And he's like lifting everything up with his mind, like he's flying, like it's all for the look.
Okay. All of those reindeer have metal around them. The sleigh has metal on it. I'm just saying that Magneto is Santa Claus. Like, why would he not be? Just like, it has to work.
Has anyone checked Santa Claus's real name? Is it you know, Eric Lenscher? Is that what's going on here?
Oh man, Steven, speaking of mutants, no spoilers involved, Steven. No spoilers allowed. Talk to me for a second about Spider-Man.
But spoiler free.
Yes.
For
those of you who don't know, because no one will know because I deleted it all, Steven just spoiled the whole movie in 2 minutes. And I couldn't stop laughing for a minute, so I had to cut all that.
I don't even think it was 2 minutes. I think I got all the information out like 5 seconds. Like,
it was literally like 10 seconds of Steven just like exploding with spoilers. It was
just like in list format. It wasn't even information.
He took a bat to that like spoiler pinata, and all the delicious candy fell from the sky and rained over me, and it cracked me up. It worked. But yeah, I did delete all that. So Steven, no spoilers allowed. What are our thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yeah, the beginning, because it basically takes place immediately after Far From Home, like the beginning does feel kind of rushed. They kind of have to establish a lot of stuff quick.
Everything you see in the trailer, which like if you've seen the trailer, that's like I think that's like the level of spoilers that anyone's allowed to say. It's just trailer talk, right? So if you've seen the stuff in the trailer, in order to create the world, like to establish a world to get to the place that tells the story in the trailer, they kind of like montage through time a little bit, you know, or it's just like. It feels really rushed and weird. It was just. It
actually really caught me off guard how fast he like dealt with the part of the trailer with Doc Ock on the bridge and all that stuff like that. That happens like really early in the movie. I mean, it's like looking at the runtime of the movie. They obviously had to make some edits somewhere. So maybe there's like a director's cut we can watch, and when it comes to Blu-ray, where the intro is a little bit more extended. But yeah, that other than that though, I really don't have a lot of complaints. Like. One of my favorite things about the movie was how charming, funny, and great all of the previous villains were. Like, notably for me, Jamie Foxx was really awesome in it. I feel like a big improvement, at least from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, so of course, we're not going to spoil anything, but like there's like dialogue stuff and there's like fun stuff that like justifies and plays with the changes that they've made, and it was just like I enjoyed those little things a lot. And it was a huge, like he's a huge improvement because as much as I honestly I kind of like every Spider-Man movie. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't really have one. I just like those. Yeah, I've enjoyed them all. Like I'll tell you, like I do have favorite Spider-Men, or like favorite Peter Parkers or whatever, but like I kind of enjoyed them all for what they were. I think like they all kind of have their own tone in a weird way. I didn't love the movie with Jamie Foxx because it kind of felt like when Batman went from like Tim Burton to just like Schumacher, and it kind of it took that like weird cartoony twist, and it was like, this is a little too goofy. I don't know, like it's good, but it's like campy and weird, and I don't know how to feel about it right now. And like that's how I felt with that movie in particular, where I was just like his look was so over the top. I feel like honestly, even like with Amazing Spider-Man 2, like I feel like 90% of Electro's problem really was his design. Like I feel like, and probably some writing. But like, even though like I know that scene kind of probably came off cheesy a little bit when it came out, especially because the music was so like dubstep was so big at the time. I really liked that scene in New York, like the powers transferring and the music's kind of like amplifying like what he's doing, and it's like following him. But yeah, it kind of, I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is probably next to Spider-Man 3 with Tobey are probably the two weakest. Yeah, of course. In the whole series of Spider-Man movies. I know a lot of people like to throw hate at Homecoming for some reason, but I thought Homecoming was amazing. Dude, I'm a huge fan of all of the new Spider-Man movies. I love Tom Holland. I really love Tom Holland. I think that he's doing a fantastic job, and I'm not like to throw shade at any of the previous Spider-Man, but like I think he's doing such a good job, and he has like that youth that's like really important for the character, but he's also he doesn't necessarily have like the sense of intelligence that like some of the other Spider-Men have, that I felt like I could totally believe Tobey Maguire is like this super nerd, like which is funny because like he doesn't need the web shooters. Of all the Spider-Men who could like justifiably create the web shooters, I would believe Tobey Maguire over any other Spider-Man, which is weird. But anyway, I love Tom Holland, dude. I think that Homecoming. I think he's the best middle ground for Peter and Spider-Man. You know how like we always talk about like Batman, like Christian Bale is like the best Bruce Wayne because but Keaton's the best Batman, like that persona, those personas, if you could just smash them together, I feel like Andrew Garfield had like the Spider-Man part down, but like the Peter Parker, he was too cool. Like he was, I wanted to beat him as Peter Parker. Like, I mean, you don't even need to be Spider-Man, bro. You're cool enough, I feel like if they would have like took Tobey's Peter and mixed it with Garfield's, like, because the thing about, and like everyone loves Tobey Maguire so much, and don't get me wrong, the first two Spider-Man movies are like near flawless, but like he was so deadpan, like when he delivers so many lines, and like it was just so. Quiet's not the word, but just like when he would have like the insults, they just kind of sounded like this, like, and they were like really dry. I don't know. I mean, you say it like, I don't know, that first Spider-Man movie. I mean, it was very much like action figures talking on that roof scene with Green Goblin when he's like, and he just leans up against the I was like, okay, listen, Spidey. Like he's just doing this, and like this is Power Rangers, but. I loved it. You know, like I still loved it. I still appreciated it. Like Willem Dafoe was like perfectly cast as Norman Osborn.
And dude, it's crazy, but like who he is in the new movie is just like such an like not it didn't even need to be improved, but it was just like, man, he really took it to whole, you know, new levels with Green Goblin. Like Green Goblin is like amazing. Like
yeah, it's really good. I'm so afraid I'll never spoil anything for anyone, so I just want to be like, it's real good. I like this stuff. There are things that I personally didn't really enjoy about the movie. There are some things that I can't wait to talk about as far as spoilers are concerned. That I'm just like, I want to say these things because this is what I wish would have happened, or like, you know, like random stuff like that. But like, can't do it. It's just way too soon. I enjoyed it. Like my overall experience with the new Spider-Man was like I was in awe a lot of the time. I loved it a lot of the time. I had a lot of those like goosebump moments. I was emotional. It was a full roller coaster for me, and like I had no complaints through most of it. Like there are little things, like little gripes I have, and like little like writer things where I'm like, oh man, I wish I had the opportunity to like do this, but like, who cares? That's always going to be the case. Overall,
yeah, nothing's ever going to be completely flawless. You're never going to go into a movie and not think there's at least one part that could have been tweaked a little bit because it's you. It's your opinion of this piece of art, exactly. And you, of course, have your. Yeah,
dude, and like and it's funny because like I'm never going to be a person who's just like be like the like loud voice of like dissent and hatred when it comes to movies and stuff. Like no, like there are some movies that I just don't like. I do like this movie. I do think that like I've only been hearing good things, and I'm like, oh, no one's gonna complain about the like a couple things here that like I wish you would a little, you know. But like I'm glad honestly because like this movie is really cool, and I'm just. It's nice to see so many people bonding over something for once. You know, like
been a minute. We haven't bonded like this since Endgame, everybody. Yeah. So
let's absorb this a little. No one talk about this stuff. Let's just enjoy it. No, it's true though. I really enjoyed it, dude. I'm glad you liked it too. And like it was a great experience, right?
For sure.
So yeah, for those of you watching and listening right now, Steve and I are also going to do a spoiler-heavy, spoiler-laden review / conversation about this. So we'll post separately. So just be on the lookout for this. I'll put it in the title and make sure it's very apparent so no one ever messes up. It won't be in this episode because why would we do that to you? We would never. So Steven, what's next for you this week?
This week's going to be chaotic because I'm hosting Christmas. I'm going somewhere for Christmas Eve. And then, you know, just the usual stuff I have to deal with in the week. But I still want to finish page 5 and possibly Ruff's page 6 is what my goal is this week.
That'll be awesome. I'm going to, let me see. I should be able to, I'm going to finish writing I'm going to finish writing and recording the Christmas song and send it to you. That's number 1. And I'm definitely going to finish at least 3 pages writing. That's awesome. So I'm going to write 3 pages. I'm going to write and record a Christmas song. I'm going to do it this week. I will not fail. I'm going to totally succeed. I'm also going to wrap a bunch of presents, which I have not even started yet, Steven. They're all down here. You know what? My son would just appreciate these Amazon boxes. He'd be like, thanks, Dad. This is easier. Don't have to waste that paper. What am I doing? The Sorry Rainforest? Okay, I'm going to destroy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wrap all these presents. That's also what I'm going to do. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you. Thank you. Please, if you're listening on Spotify, now you can rate our podcast on there, and it would be amazing. It would be amazing to get some like star reviews from you guys and just hear back from you. I'd love it. So we would also like it if you go on YouTube at youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast and just subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. It really does help us. Every subscription counts. We're slowly growing in numbers. Every once in a while, we lose a couple because I don't know. I say something stupid. I don't know. Why do people hate me, Steven? It doesn't matter. You know what? I love everyone, and everyone who's here. I appreciate you, and we appreciate you, and we're very thankful to have you. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Steven, what would you like to say to the people?
Everybody, enjoy the rest of this year. 2021 is coming to a close. We have grown exponentially this year, and we just look forward to continuing growing into the new year and throughout next year. Next year is going to have, we're going to have 2 published comics by next year, which is going to be pretty amazing. And we're probably going to try to hit some of the Comic Cons. So like, just thank you for allowing us to basically reach this part and like, you know, following, believing, and like backing us on all these things. We just love and appreciate you all so very much.
Thank you all. Of course, Steven, you're amazing. I love you. I love you all. Too, Steven, I'm so glad we're doing this. We're doing awesome. This is doing great. Like, I know we both failed this week, but next week
we both failed so hard together. Like, And like, really, it's my fault. So it's like, I'm like 88% of the reason why.
88%. Thank you.
I would have succeeded. You would have succeeded too. It's totally on me.
It's on Steven this week. Everyone, for Christmas, I will forgive Steven. That's what I'm gonna. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week. This has been episode 68 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And see you next time. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Come here.
And also, hey, buddy.
Hello. Look at Steven.
Hello, Atlas. How you doing?
You look good.
I got you a Christmas gift.
What is it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. Can't tell you.
It'll transform into coal if I tell you.
You want to eat it?
That dark Christmas magic of Santa.
Evil magic. No, this is good magic, right? Give me a kiss. All right, say bye to Steve. Say goodnight.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, Atlas.
Go ahead. He didn't see my room before bed. I love you, buddy.
Now he's like, oh my gosh, what's going on in here?
Yeah, he didn't see any of this.
Oh, I lost my hat.